think we're there. I think that's it. No one here. It is Sunday. Oh, hey, Wyatt. I was going to give everybody a few minutes, and if it didn't look like I was going to get any... Afternoon, Cody. Woohoo! This is a winner. This is a winner. What's up, Dwayne? So, we're just going to talk about some random stuff because I didn't have any... I had an idea, and I was trying to do something. It didn't quite work out the way I wanted. Hang on a second. Let me tighten this up real quick. So, it is Sunday, the day after my anniversary. I have a video that I am in the process of editing. How's things going for me? Things are going for me fine, Chris. Just one moment. Whew, there we go. Had a good anniversary dinner with my wife and daughter yesterday. It was a pretty good day. So we're gonna talk about a couple things. Just random stuff. I was going through some stuff. I have a box. Oh my goodness. I can't tell if the blade is completely ground crooked or if it's something else. But the big one, and if you read the titles, the change to YouTube live feeds. Did you guys see anything that... Yeah, I know. I'm going to email you back. I just haven't had a chance to respond to some emails yet. Turn that light on. I don't think it makes much of a difference. So at any rate, what I was going to say is, there has been a change to, I hope it's not frozen. So there's been a change to YouTube's live feeds. So you know how we always complained that you guys couldn't read the actual live chat after. So, not frozen, let go. Let it go. So at any rate, YouTube apparently has heard. I sent several complaint emails about why can't we leave the comments in the live feed? And once you reach a certain viewership and subscription, you actually have more actual interaction. If you're below, I think if you're below 1,000. Basically, you just put up videos and stuff like that. That's it, YouTube. But once you get around, I think 1,000 or 1,500, 2,000, something like that. Anyway, in subscribers, you actually have some interaction. You become what's called an Opal member. So you don't get a play button for it, but there's definitely interaction that you can have with YouTube. And so I've said it a bunch of times. And on top of that, you can use the YouTube space in LA if you want to drive up there. I think they have studios that they can let you use. I don't know if it's free or not. I haven't ever went. But at any rate, one of the things is that you actually have more interaction with the actual YouTube and Google team. And so I've complained about it that, you know, my subscribers say, you know, why can't we see, you know, that's why I do Instagram live feeds, is because you guys want to be able to read the comments. Well, at any rate, YouTube has made a change, and now you can save all of the stuff that you're seeing, like the thanks bro and howdy from East Tennessee and all that stuff that done, all the comments and things that are happening, you guys can see now as you watch it later, and it's just going to make the live feeds better. And I don't know why they didn't think that was a good idea. Instagram's been doing it for a while. So basically, that's the change to the YouTube live feeds. You guys want to talk about cheap knives? Let's talk about some really cheap knives. And I don't mean just, oh hey, that's not even plugged in. I don't even mean just like cheap knives. Like, I have some fairly cheap knives, but they're not cheap. Like, when I say cheap versus affordable, right? Now these make Emerson look like champs. I'm talking cheap. I'm not talking about good value and things up like that. Ooh, windy. So we're talking things like buckshot knives. Well, not necessarily crap, because there's a lot of people that this is one of these fucking little knives is what they need. They need a $10 knife. But right now, I am talking about cheap, like crap, like. The only reason that even opens, and we're talking massive amounts of blade play. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and see if I can't do that. You guys want to see something? Extreme Performance Gear, stainless steel china. One that's just got diamond tread, no markings, flipper tab. You push on the flipper tab and nothing happens. It's got a thumb stud. China. It's only say 440 stainless China. Like, I'm not sure exactly what's moving when I do that. It's not the pocket clip. There is something. The actual the parts of the knife itself are moving when you squeeze them. Where they're attached back here, it twists. Smooth action, because it's a piece of crap. I don't know if I got the picture or not. What else we got in here? 440 stainless steel china. It's embossed in it. It's actually part of it. So this is a box of stuff. People send me things as, and I mean to acknowledge it more. Maxim, all Maxim knives. I don't ever do this, but we're just gonna do this in a live feed. We're gonna look at this stuff. Somebody sent me some stuff to sharpen, and it's stuff that they had that was their old stuff that when they first got into knives. So, like, I mean, I did the same thing. I had a bunch of crap knives that I had bought. Let's see, what's this one? This is a Cubby, K-U-B-E-Y or K-U-R-E-Y. It doesn't even have any markings. So this actually, if it wasn't for the little bit of blade play, this actually is not, doesn't feel like this bad at night. It's just, it's a recurved Tonto. I would never carry it. What's this? This is another one. Same maker, almost like a Razel chisel ground knife here. It does have, if you look, there's a little wrench on that. I'm gonna go through the comments in a second. I'm pulling stuff out of this. So what we got here? What's this one? This is some kind of Appalachian Trail multi-tool. So, and then there's, what's this one? This is a Remington, a little Remington folder. These are all knives that are not, when I say cheap, I don't mean like cheap, like good value. These are just cheap. So let me go through some of these comments real quick and we'll look at it. That makes me want to send you a bunch of Z-Hunters and send them to you for sharpening. Wouldn't do it. It's just, you wouldn't be able to tell if there's an Emerson. Oh, Mike, any ones from Pakistan? Pretty sure there's some Pakistani ones in there. The CRK Jettison Compact in terms of anno scale, Sarah Hardware. What I could do with a CRKT Jettison, a Nugget. Yes, I'm mispronouncing it on purpose. Text me. Text me and let me know. So somebody was saying this brand, the K-U-B-E-Y. That's not true, Jim Ping. I have a couple knives that are in 440 and they hold an edge really well. It just depends on the heat treat. Most times it doesn't get heat treated well. But what I was going to say is this is a definite difference between cheap and good value. This is a good value knife. This is a Kaiser. Kaiser knives are good value. These are Kaisers. They're pretty good. Action on this one's amazing. That's the difference between cheap and good value and cheap. This is good value. Those are cheap. What I'm going to do is I have this one earmarked for us to do something with right now. We are going to see if I can fix the blade wobble and still have this thing actuate. Oh, this is the gimbal. I was going to do some video with the gimbal. Problem was when you plug the cord in, the additional weight makes it makes it not want to sit. So I can't really do a live feed. Live feed uses a lot of battery. I couldn't do a live feed with the gimbal. However, if you guys don't know, the video is going up today. I actually, Cody knows, I figured out, I cracked the code on how to do a video and only have it go to my Patreon members. So there is now going to be exclusive content for Patreons. I don't know when I'm going to do the first one, but I just did the first one, and it was a thank you for the guys because that gimbal got paid for by Patreon money. So that Q2, I mean, it is so smooth. Once you put, I wish I had my other phone or I would record that. But before we get into any of that, I want to remind you guys, my friend Nico, now Dwayne Smotherman has already sent some stuff to Nico to get dipped. Nico and his family own a hydrodipic company. They actually train other people across the country to do hydrographics and dip things. Now, I mentioned this once before, quickly, just momentarily in a video, but Nico took my K-bar that was just all black, my K-bar TDI. Love this thing. This is a shit neighborhood knife. I carry it so that I can grab it this way, and I can still, I now have, I have turned what already were pretty good weapons into something devastating. But it just was so plain. And I was like, hey, you know, I love this knife. You can carry a fixed blade in San Diego outside of your clothes like this if you so choose. And I'm like, hey, why not have it look cool? So Nico did this rattlesnake pattern on this for me on my K-bar TDI. And he did an amazing job. And so he is actually going to start doing some of that. And so until he can get his YouTube presence built up a little bit more, I am going to do a lot of the coordination on stuff like that. I told him I would do it. I hadn't told him when I was going to start. So we're going to start today. So I probably should send him a text so I can get you guys in contact with Nico. And Nico is, I mean, he's not charging a lot for this. It's actually cheaper to do this on like plastic handles and stuff like this than what I'm charging to do. I probably shouldn't say that, but I mean, I want him to be successful at this as well. He's actually, it's cheaper for him to do something like this on things that can't be anodized, cheaper than I can do anodizing and stuff on titanium, because it's actually easier for him to do scales. So, you know, that's kind of a hydrographics on aluminum, but he can do metal as well. So, but all that aside, so now there's live feeds that have the content. We've talked about the fact that I'm going to start doing content specifically for Patreons. And now back to what I originally said I wanted to do. We're going to see if I can't fix this, because of all the knives that were in that box, this is about the one. This is the one I think is the nicest. It's a buckshot. It's ground fairly straight. The blade is nice and straight once you get the thing lined up the way it's supposed to be. It's not warped. It's just got so much play in it. So I am going to see if I can't fix this and make this a viable knife. Was that somebody just said something? So I have my tools. I had my tools. There they are. I have my tools. And I am going to play with this a little bit and see if we can't use my Greg Berger driver. I'm torn on the whole Greg Berger thing. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I am going to see if just tightening the pivot on this does the job. We're going to see if tightening some of this stuff up just gets it, takes care of some of the centering. Now this is an assisted neck. Now we're centered. There's no blade play. Not bad lockup. I'm not going to take it apart. I was going to take it apart if I needed to. But this one actually has a detent. It has a detent ball, but the detent ball really doesn't have any place for it to go. I guess it does. I didn't think it had a detent cut out. A lot of these knives just use that spring, but if you look where it passes right... So let's see here. Let's see if I can get you in on this. Right there's the... I don't know what that hole is for. It doesn't catch anything, but there's a hole right there. Can you see it? And the detent ball does drop into it. But, problem. Even though I took it apart, even though I tightened everything, there's still a lot of play in that in the closed position. So, nope. So this is CR13, 3CR13 steel, crafted in China. Is the hole for the assist? I'm not seeing anything. I'm just looking. I don't see anything dropping into that at any point in this. Because the assist is already stuck in the blade somewhere else. I can see the assist pin that's traveling with the blade. So, has a wood handle. I didn't take it apart. What's it say? Maybe you put the washers on the wrong side so it rattles. I didn't take it apart, so I didn't put anything. So, there's those things. I gotta put these screws away because I was trying to fix something for a friend. I gotta find the lid for this, or I'm gonna spill screws everywhere. There it is. I have some super small screws that fit most knives, and my buddy came over with a knife. He'd lost a screw. I put one of these in. It's temp fixed. He's got to send it off. But there's cheap knives versus budget knives. Like I said, good value versus if I break it, I can just throw it away. Typical gas station fare right there. So, is this the one? This is the one. So now, I know there's a lot of you guys that have been critical about Browse, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I like Jason. I talk to Jason and stuff like that. This knife is going up for sale. This is a 2014 T4 satin semi-custom. Still has got the sculpted clip. Very smooth action. I'm going to sell this. Now, you guys do know that I did get another Browse in that was given to me. Some of you guys might have seen it. It is the Silent Soldier Full Frame Lock XL. Now, that was given to me to sell or keep or do whatever with. I like that knife. I really do. So this one is going to be for sale. So if you guys are interested, I am going to, this isn't the announcement, this is going to be for sale. I am going to post this up and offer this to the Patreons first. The patrons on my Patreon first. They get first dibs on this one. I am also probably going to do some anodizing on this because it's not that this is an awesome knife, it's just not my style. I am going to do anodizing on this and offer this up and sell this probably here in the next few days. I was thinking to do it all black. Black blade, black handles. I don't know. It depends on what the person wants. So what I'm going to offer is this knife, when I sell it, when I come up with the price, will include your choice anodizing blade finish. The only thing is I really don't want to sharpen it. If you want it sharpened, then that will add to the price. But I'm going to come up with a price for this. This is a Kaiser Compadre, and I do like it. It has got such good action. It's just, I'm over the recurves. This is like almost like a recurve buoy. It reminds me of my, yeah, it's a recurve. It reminds me a lot of my Cold Steel Spartan. And it's really nice. It's just not what's in my... Oh, Sean, they came back. I just have to hand sharpen the ones. So I did get all of the neck knives that went out back, and I got the sheaths. I just have to hand sharpen some of them. Later, Ken. So like I said, this is going to be offered up not just to the patrons. This is going to be offered up to everybody. And you basically, I'm going to let you choose what you want done to it. I didn't pay for it. Cody Moore, who is one of our he's really a strong supporter of the channel, is going, yeah, yours is back. The problem is the sheaths, he didn't have the colors that I really wanted, so we did match colors on them. So I've got to go through, I've got to get everything laid out. I haven't even, they came in, I haven't even looked at them really yet. They're still in Ziploc baggies. So anyway, this is going to be offered up and sold to support the channel. So is the Browse. They were both given to me for the same purpose, to sell. And then we're going to start doing some other stuff too. I'm going to start doing some of the videos like you saw, which are some consolidation, because here's the thing, I have done enough videos of the steps, and I had people, oh, it would be great if you just take that video that I did a couple days ago and put up just with the music, and it was just played to the music. It just had music in the background. That's some of the stuff that I'm going to start doing, because the thing is, I have done enough videos documenting how each one of those steps is done that I'm just not going to do it anymore. If you got questions about it, I would refer you back to videos that I've done in the past. If there are specific questions about how a specific process is done, like Media Blast is really easy. There's nothing to really explain. It's a high pressure air gun that has two lines. One's pushing air, one's pushing garnet dust, like sand, and you're just sandblasting. But I do understand there's some questions about the ceramic, but I've done videos about doing the ceramic coating before. So, and then somebody was like, oh, you need to match the music to your voice. Either that or speak louder at the beginning of the video. I did not want to sound condescending or like a jerk, but I specifically said in the beginning of that video that I was talking quietly because Chris and Elliot were filming their own YouTube video, and I did not want to disturb them. So when you guys go on there and say, oh, if you just match your voice, speak louder so that the music isn't so loud. Once, I turned it up so I could hear you, and the music was so loud, I was like, well, it's just the way it is. Why am I a jerk, Dwayne? What did I do this time? So, no, that's pretty much it. I am going to sharpen some stuff. I've got some stuff that I need to do, but I wanted to get, well, Dwayne, that's just the way the country is these days. Everybody's offended. I talk too loud. The tent is, it's holding up. The problem is it got so bent out of shape that once I adjusted everything, it's dimensionally a little bit different. So these walls, here, let me show you. Let me pull you out of this tripod, and I'll turn the camera around. These walls now are a little bit, they're not the same size, and I actually needed to put a door here. So if you see,
there's a lot more slack in them, so they billow around, and it bothers me. I tried putting this up against it to keep it from blowing out onto my gorgeous carpet here that I've put up, but you know, it got tore up pretty good. If you could see behind this anchor here, this was completely bent. I actually put tape and stuff on it so that it wouldn't cut the line that I'm using as an anchor. And what I did was, let's look down here so I can get this in frame. That is an L bracket down there. That's an L bracket down there that is now screwed to, it was a spare that came with a shelf that we bought, and the shelf got broke, and I still had the L bracket, and I screwed it to the deck real tight, and then tightened it on there. And like I said, this is, it sounds like a bass. And then I did the same thing. You can see the line. What I did was, let me see, can I see it from here? I think so. I used my fence here as an anchor support and did the same thing. I made a wood brace that sits here behind this, and everything's tied off to it to support it, but it seems to be holding up. It's fairly breezy today, and I'm not seeing any actual movement. The way I get, like, those moving are not a big deal. If that gets to moving real hard, then I know that the whole canopy is moving. So let's see here. Mike, do the old trench, put free gun and knife channels. I couldn't understand what you were saying at the beginning. So offended, jerk. Yay, I'm ready for a Viper. Thanks, brother. Okay, so yeah, I just wanted to. Gun and knife channels are lower volume than other channels, about less than half of the regular. No, you know what? That has a lot to do with how people are uploading. My videos aren't quiet, but there's usually not a lot of. It's not like there's a lot of music or anything in my videos either, so. No, you can go in and you can set your volume, how you want your volume. I set everything for that video that it was at 100% volume. YouTube will actually let you go in then after. I may do that for the one I put up. YouTube will actually let you go in after and edit your video once it's... I don't think so. I think it has to do with editing. I think that people don't understand the editing tools that are available on YouTube. If you do not go in and do your things that you're supposed to do after, once your video posts, you can go into Creator Studio and you can adjust your volume settings for different segments. You can pick how far you want to, you know, the volume was low on this, I want to raise it here. It's just the music was a bit metal. Well, here's the thing too, I only had what was available in iVideo editor to choose from, and there's only several theme musics, and that was the best one for it. I didn't want you guys to listen to what sounded like the opening of the news. There's only a few on there. Now I could probably go back and change that, and there's places where you can get theme music, but the problem is I do all my editing either on my Mac in iMovie or on my phone in iMovie. So my editing is done that way, and that lets me just, you know, do certain things, like take the audio out. Like you guys didn't hear any audio in the background of what was going on, tumblers rolling, stuff going on. But there's just, you have to get things that are free audio, and then I would have to use a different editing software to put that music in. It's kind of hard. It's just easier to do it with those 6 or 7 that are available. No, you can get non-copyrighted. You can get like the stuff, like you guys watch Off the Ranch. Some of you guys do. He always has music in his stuff, so there is uncopyrighted music that you can put in your videos. I've had videos that got taken that I just didn't monetize. None of our Disneyland vlogs are edited, or I mean, are monetized. I can put them up. I just can't do anything with the. That was good. That was a good breeze blowing through. I used a broken. So some of you guys asked what got broke. When my canopy collapsed, I had some of my older stones that were up. This was a 400 grit stone. I used it to make a brace to strengthen the one leg that had gotten bent on this. And it's breezy out here. This thing is holding up pretty well. I'm kind of happy with the way the repairs went, but the canopy seems to be holding up. So we might not have to get a new canopy, which is good because I bought this. These things, amazingly, $99. $99 for the high-end gimbal that that company offers, and it works really well. So, you guys, I think some of this stuff. Some of you guys were saying these aren't bad knives. One of you guys was saying these cubby knives. They're just not sharp, and I don't know what steel it is, and it's just. I don't know. I don't like cheap, crappy knives. These are probably all gonna just go away. I'm gonna pull some of them apart and save some of the washers, the little nylon washers that are in some of these, that other cheap knives use just for spacers and things like that. Because there's every once in a while there's a knife that comes in and I'm like, you know, I think I can fix that centering. And I just need a really small spacer. So some of this stuff might get taken apart and kept as parts, but there's some of them that, like a couple of these, this one's press fit. This one I started to take apart or tried to tighten the loose scales on it, and all of them got stripped. That one's going in the trash. This one is an extreme performance gear knife, and if you look at this, this is the same one. This is a knife coming out of China. And I have seen Smith & Wesson gets ripped off a lot. There's a lot of knives out there that have Smith & Wesson's brand on them, and they look just like this, the Extreme Gear. I had one that was given to me. It was just some garbage stuff. This was exactly the same checkering pattern, same handle scales, but it said Smith & Wesson Extreme Performance on it. So, yeah, there's just some of these just like this one. I tried to match up the hardware. So what was that? What kind of music? Oh yeah, you didn't have to take it down. What kind of music do I listen to? I listen to everything. Yeah, it's just something like this one. This is all press fit. There's no. This is that Maxim. This is. You know what we're gonna do with this one right now? We don't even have to. There we go. Took care of that. These, my wife told me not to throw these away because she likes the fact they have big handles. She just wants a pair of pliers that she can fold up, and she's gonna keep these upstairs in a little box. Of all the cheap, crappy knives that were in that box, this is the one that I like the best. And I was hoping that this would be something I could use out here for cutting. I mean, I'm still going to. So let's see. Anybody got any other questions while I'm on here live? Because I am going to start sharpening here in a little bit. But Dwayne, you're asking about hot dog water. I don't have any. I don't have any. I had 2 beers in the refrigerator, and they were way back in the back, and they both popped. I don't have any beer. I have vodka and rum. I got a little bit of scotch. We may see. I may come back on here and do a second live feed. But yep, nope, that was it. Cheap knives. Now, like I said, this one's going to be offered, that Browse T4. This is a 2014 semi-custom. This is like number, I think, 260 of 400. And it's going to go offered to the patrons first. This one is up for anybody that wants it. This is the Kaiser. So if you guys want it, let me know. I'm probably just going to do it for the cost of finishing. So you'd be looking at, you know, right around $100. They finally started selling beer on Sundays in Indiana. Yeah. Somebody asked my daughter. The last competition was the one. They're a couple months apart. The kids have to be able to prepare. It's pretty mentally taxing on a young athlete to compete as often as some other kids do. My daughter only does like a competition every 2 to 3 months. Yeah, $100 for the Kaiser, and that gets you not necessarily sharpening. It'll have to be sharpened if I refinish the blade and stuff. So yeah, I mean, but you're looking at, yeah, just that at $100 with your choice of either ceramic and ano and ano. Oh, that's one. So somebody asked about how I did two-tone on ceramic, like the pocket clip on that Goblin. Here you go. If you didn't get to see the Kaiser, it's a Kaiser Compadre. Full titanium handles. Anyway, so you can do two-tone titanium, or two-tone anodizing on titanium. You can do 2 colors, as long as your first color is a higher voltage. And then you take it off and you redo that area in backspacer. No, it's just hardware. So just standoffs. So anyway, so what you do is, the way I did that was the green went on first. High voltage green, 98 to 100 volts range, 95 to 100 volts anyway. And so the thing that I did next was I did a little light orange peel on the top of the pocket clip and left everything else green, except for a little area that I cleaned up so that it was not still the blasted feel on the pocket clip, so it slide in and out of pocket easier. So then you go back. Wow. Then you go back and you take that off, and then you go back to your lower voltage, because purple is right around 70-ish volts. You can't overcoat the green with the purple. If I did the purple first and then did the green, everything would turn green. How about how's it done? The way I do it, it just basically either I do all of it black and I throw it in a tumbler, and throw it in a tumbler for 10 minutes, and then go back in the areas where the stones had taken off the ceramic. You can do another color of ceramic on it, or like when I just do that pink line on that Las Vegas finish that I do, where it's all black and then there's just one really bright pink line around the outside of it. That gets done. I just take that area, I clean off and shine off that area on a Scotch-Brite wheel, and then only that area will take the ceramic. I didn't do a super high polish, I did an orange peel. Can I refinish with somebody had a super ash while I was supposed to get closer with satin? I don't do satins. I'm sorry, I don't. You would basically, it's just so much work. How does a ceramic hold up to use? Well, let's put it this way. I have, what's in my pocket? No, that's my React. Okay. I have a knife that was done with the ceramic. No, it won't. And there's a reason for that too, because, okay, so when you coat the ceramic, I know I'm jumping around a lot. When you coat the ceramic, you put it in, and you put it in a liquid, and you apply voltage. The negative lead is in the liquid, the positive lead is on the blade. The positive attracts the negatively charged ceramic particles, sucks them on there electrically, then you rinse them off, you rinse off the excess, and then you bake it. So once you bake it, and it stays on there, so basically that's how you do it. You turn it on, you say, watch your voltage will stay constant, but your amperage will continue to drop until you get to 0. And that means there's a thick enough coating on the ceramic that no more electricity can, it's blocked the circuit. So you pull it out and you clean it off. So then once you heat treat it, heat it to 350 degrees, it bakes on there and gives it that smooth, polished-ish ceramic coating. So you get kind of a glossy finish. If you then tumble it, you clean off some of that ceramic, and then that leaves an area that's able to accept another coat of ceramic without going on it.
The ceramic is amazingly durable. I have an Archbishop that I've had for 2 years. I use it a lot, and there's barely any of the ceramic that has come off. So somebody else was asking some about pocket clips. Could you do red pocket clips and standoff hardware and darkish green on both scales? You mean on the Kaiser? Okay, so that you guys know, red is not a color you can get in the titanium spectrum. Orange is, gold is, purple is, blue is, green is, pink is, and then you can get some weird cyan, bluish, green, turquoise almost. But orange and red are not colors you can get in the spectrum. So I would have to do both ceramic and anodizing on that. So, and there's ways to do it. It's not that hard. The only problem is you have to have a fixture to put some of this stuff on with. So like this hardware, I wouldn't bother doing because it's just, you can't really do it. So Dwayne says he's got a question for me. All right, Dwayne, what's your question? Well, titanium itself absorbs red light. So you're not going to get it to reflect. It'll go through the oxide coating. Titanium absorbs that red light, and then it won't bounce back out. So you're left with the other colors that you can get. Like pink really isn't pink. It's heat. The crazy colors on Timascus, you heat Timascus. Timascus is heated. That's how it's colored. It's not oxidized. It's not anodized at all. Wow. I may have to put this canopy down. It is a little bit windy. I don't trust that this canopy is going to be able to hold up to that much wind, even with the anchors I put on it. It's pretty freaking windy. May have to put this down. So, yeah, it's trying to. It's not trying to set sail, it's trying to twist. And I don't trust it. I don't trust it after that. So, dark green scales. The thing is, Jesus, it wasn't supposed to be windy today. Dark green scales would have to be ceramic. The dark green, anodizing doesn't really do dark colors. So, well, you can do a lot of stuff to Timascus to get different stuff, but it's Timascus is 99% of the time heat treated. I have electrically anodized Timascus. It gets all one color, just different. So, windy. Windy. It's really windy right now. So, yeah, there's just a lot of stuff that you can do, but there are definite limitations. Thinking what might be another material, Dwayne? Let me continue taking care of some of that crap. It's not crap. I mean, it was given to me. I've been saving it to do something like this for a while. Gapsco scales. No. Black Timascus. Titanium doesn't get black. Zirconium will get a black oxide layer, but not Timascus. Now, there is a type of Timascus that is zirconium and titanium together, and that's where you get the black and the blue. But that's not true Timascus. I forget what that's called. It's like black Timascus is what they call it. But so when you heat Timascus, you get blue and bronze and things like that. But when you heat zirconium, you get a black oxide. You cannot get a black oxide layer on titanium. So if you're seeing black titanium, it's because it's coated with something.
I like the ceramic coating. It looks really good on a blasted titanium finish, and it doesn't feel blasted. It has some tactility to it, but it's not. How well do those heat treats on Damascus hold up to experience to work? It's the same as anodizing. It doesn't hold up very long. It starts to come off, and then you have to polish it and reheat it. You know, but the nice thing about anodizing is I can reblast. I've done my knives so many different colors. This was green and blue once. I took the blue off. These were not gold. They were something, I forget what color I had done them, and I polished them, I redid them. You can redo it. This has held up very well. This gets carried a lot. The anodizing I did on this one. So it just depends on what you're doing with it. Like, I'm not in as abrasive an environment. I polished it. If you want shiny, you gotta polish. You want matte, you blast it and just blast and tumble and then anodize, and you get like a stonewash matte. It's just basically that's. If you want polished, you gotta. If you want shiny, you gotta polish. It took me a long time to get that polished to the point where I could anodize it the way I wanted it. Well, I haven't made any. I made one last week, so they're not selling as well as I'd like them to. There's a pink compound that Elliot has in the shop that he uses. That's the one I think works best. No, it can only get so thick. That's what I was saying. When you dip it in the solution and you apply electricity, there's only that layer builds up to the point where it will no longer conduct electricity. You have completely separated the positive from the negative because the layer is so thick, and you'll get 0 amps. You'll still have positive voltage, but no amperage. Voltage is your working potential. Amperage is the actual pushing power, and when you get 0, that means that power is not pushing through. You can have positive voltage on your power load, but on your power supply, but no actual amperage because there's no current. So you have to have current for amperage. So if your amps hit 0, that means that layer is as thick as it's going to get. You wash it off, you put it in the oven, and that's it. I'll yell at you if I want to. So once you do that, the only way to go back and put on another color is to take off some of that somewhere. Now, what you can do is I have done and put a sticker over certain areas and blasted it off. Well, hang on a second. Let me go get it. I'll show you. I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So this is my daughter's Viper. This was the original prototype. It's much smaller, it's much thinner. It was all red. And then she decided that she wanted something more, you know, feminine, more girly. So we did turquoise. So all I did was I put a Star Wars logo sticker on it, on both sides, and I blasted off everything red. And then I went back through and I put on the turquoise. So since there was already red there, there was no current going through, it wouldn't apply to that area. Now here, I did a test. I was trying to see what titanium, the difference between titanium blasted and titanium polished. So I hit that on a Scotch-Brite. And then, so you see on a polished, it's a much brighter color, but it does not last as long. So this is hers. Throwing knives away. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you can do with titanium, and the colors that you can't get in the titanium spectrum, you can get in ceramic. So hang on a second, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about.
So remember we said that red and black were colors you can't get in that spectrum. Well, not in titanium anodizing, but with ceramics, you can. So what you get is, I orange peeled this, light orange peel, just to give it kind of a better surface finish, so you get red, and then I did black titanium. So, I mean, this is a better way to get black than, like, well, exactly, somebody said if you could put zirconium on top of titanium, then you could do a black ano on it. Well, that doesn't make sense, because this is zirconium, that's the ceramic, you're getting a finish that's just about the same. Oh, I don't know. I'm hoping they get it fixed, Dwayne, so that we get those knives. So you guys that don't know, Dwayne has been so kind as to say he wants to buy me a North Arm Skaha because I loved it so much when I did the video. So that's, you know, that's how you can get around what I was saying. That's how you can get around some of the color limitations by using ceramics. But the ceramics, just like everything else, are gonna color different based on the substrate that they're on. So it's you want to see how much sharpening I did Friday? Or was it Friday? No, it's Thursday, so that I could spend the day at the shop on Friday and work. So this was clean water Thursday morning, and that is all metal dust that was done. I worked until about 10 Thursday night sharpening, so that's all metal dust in that. In that water. All pieces of, little tiny pieces of your knives. Well guys, I'm gonna get off of here. I gotta do a couple things quick, and then I gotta get some of these knives out here that need to be sharpened. Steven's knives, Ian, I don't remember. I know that Bradley, Coffee and Sharp Things on Instagram, sent me some stuff. I haven't even opened his package yet to see what's in there. I have got to do that Goblin and get it sharpened and back out the door. Because I want to get it shipped on Monday, but I think this is going to be my last Monday trip to the post office for a while. I'm going to let you guys know too, I'm going to change the way I'm structuring the way I do things. I used to just get stuff done and then run to the post office every day if I needed to, and I'm spending a lot of time doing stuff. So what's going to happen is I'm going to have a box, and Tuesdays and Fridays are days that I am going to Tuesdays and Fridays are days that I am going to ship things out. So this, so who was that? Who was that? Nugget? You're asking? This is the Compadre by Kaiser. The Kaiser Compadre. C-O-M-P-A-D-R-E. And there's also a number on there. I'll hold it up here for a minute for you to get. Are you able to see it? I can't get it in focus, so I'll just tell you what it is. You ready? It's capital K, little I, 5465, capital A, 1. That is capital I, or capital K, I'm sorry, little I, 5465, alpha 1. I think that's the model number. It is a Chichara. What was that? Yeah, it's a big knife. It's not a little knife. Captain Croatia, are you saying you want this? Somebody, here's the deal. You guys know that my contact info is at the beginning of the videos. First person to comment on this after I'm done. First one that comments that they want this, it's theirs. But they also have to tell me what they want done to it. And I'm not joking, if I have to sharpen it, it's gonna be extra. Because it's a recurve.
A little bit extra, not much. It would just add like probably $10. It's got to be done fairly. We can't do it like this. It's got to be done fairly. So I am going to end this right now. I'll do another live feed later. The first person to, here's how we'll do it. The first comment that pops that says it's theirs, but they have to then contact me at one of the two forms, either my email or via text, immediately after, within the first 30 minutes, or it goes to the second person. That's how we'll do it. Does that sound fair? Sound fair? That sounds fair, I think. So, nope. Got to be in the comments on the YouTube. I haven't put anything about this on there, so I am closing right now. So as soon as you guys see this pop up, the first person to comment in the comments, yes, you can. My contact information is always in these live feeds. So this is how we're doing it. Okay, so it's like calling shotgun. First person gets it. Okay, here we go. I'm not yelling. This is how I talk. I worked in a 3-story gun for fucking years. I'm deaf. All right, guys, this is it. Here we go. First person to comment in this video gets it. Later.